This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Good morning, everyone. I'm your host, Cassie Soto, with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. We are about to take you out to the NFL owners' meetings in Dallas, where the league has officially announced that Las Vegas will host the Super Bowl LVIII in 2024. Here's what we know so far. The game will be held February 11th, 2024 at Allegiant Stadium. Of course, Las Vegas has hosted big football games before, including the Pac-12 championship game last month. But this will be the first time ever that Las Vegas will have the opportunity to hold the Super Bowl, one of the biggest events in all of sports, hands down. The game was originally awarded to New Orleans. However, when the league added a 17th game to its regular season schedule, that pushed all the dates for the NFL playoffs back by a week. Unfortunately for New Orleans, that would have meant hosting the Super Bowl during the same week as its world-famous Mardi Gras celebration. As a result, New Orleans was given the 2025 Super Bowl instead because that date would not conflict with Mardi Gras. Las Vegas welcomed the Raiders to town last year, and it is quickly becoming a go-to market for the league's biggest events. In addition to the Super Bowl, Las Vegas is set to host the Pro Bowl in just under 2 months on February 6th, along with the NFL Draft in April. Right now, let's go ahead and take a live look at the NFL owners meetings in Dallas. We know that we're still waiting for them to officially come out and announce it. They are holding a diversity meeting right now, a diversity press conference. The owners just stepped out of the meeting where it was unanimous, a unanimous vote that Las Vegas will host the 2024 Super Bowl again. So this is a live look right now of the NFL owners meetings. We're waiting for them to get to the official press conference. We're actually going to toss to it right now. We're going to let you guys listen in. Again, the NFL owners meetings in Dallas.
Not the panacea for broad decisions, but it does lay the foundation for improvement. And I do think that we've got a chance to build on this and continue to work together to create a diverse and inclusive environment for hiring, not only in the coaching area, but also on the business side as well. So we're looking forward to, again, working with the league, and we appreciate the partnership. We've got an opportunity, which I think is very unique for Fritz Pollard, and that is to be on the campuses of each NFL team, to work with their club presidents, to work with their DE&I officers, to work to assist in creating a platform for growth and development of candidates, and to bring in candidates and resources from the outside. And so we're looking forward to pulling all of that together and being in a position where we can certainly feel like we've moved the chains down the road. So we appreciate the opportunity to be here and to be a part of the process. Thank you.
Okay, we do have time for questions. We have microphones on the wings here. If you raise your hand, we can bring a microphone to you if you have a question. Like Skylar Dixon, AD.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. If you're just tuning in now, we're getting a live look at the NFL owners meetings right now. They are discussing diversity in the league, but we are waiting for the official announcement. I'm sure NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell will join us on screen here shortly to officially announce that Las Vegas will, in fact, host the Super Bowl in 2024. Super Bowl LVIII, it's a big day for the city of Las Vegas, a town that pro sports was said that it would never succeed here. Now we have the Vegas Golden Knights. We have the Las Vegas Raiders, the Aces, of course, WNBA. Let's go ahead and toss back to the owners' meetings in Dallas.
As possible, where clubs have time to see as many top candidates as possible, and we think at the end of the day that will also help with our diversity efforts.
As many of you know, once we get into that playoff window, there's a condensed amount of time in terms of opportunities for interviews, particularly for division club winners and so forth. And, you know, there is that initial window during the week where where some interviews can take place and others can't. I think giving this opportunity 2 weeks before the season increases that exposure or availability for exposure to candidates that some didn't otherwise get, particularly in the last hiring cycle. And so I do think this is one of the more greater moves that we've seen in a while. We'll see how it plays out. Obviously, we've got to have respect and stick with the spirit of the proposal. But I think if done the right way, it does provide opportunities for greater exposure to people who may not have a chance to enjoy that during the playoff window. So I think it can be a big factor. Chairman Rooney?
Over here, right? I'm sorry, Mr. Rooney.
No, I don't have anything to add right now.
John Jones, CBS.
Hey, Jonathan Jones, CBS. I'm curious what, from the league's perspective and from the Fritz Pollard Alliance's perspective, or separate perspectives, what does success from this initiative ultimately look like?
Okay.
Let me just add real quick. I think number one, a number of the initiatives that we have implemented over the last couple of years have provided success in terms of additional minorities interviewing for positions across the league. And so that's obviously a desired result and one we're getting. We understand that we're judged largely by what happens with our marquee positions of head coach and general manager. And so a lot of what we're proposing to do and have implemented now will hopefully result in increased hiring of minority candidates at those positions. We did have increases at the general manager position last year. We did not have increases at the head coach position. And we think that as we open up the opportunity for more minorities to interview for these positions, that we will see additional hires, and that's what we define as success.
I'll add to that by saying this is an opportunity for us to increase the diversity infrastructure within each club. And so we're not just, as Chairman Rooney said, focused on GM positions or just head coach positions, but coordinator positions, positions across the board on the business side. This gives us a chance to go more in depth into setting up structures that not only hire but nurture growth and so forth. And we'll be able to monitor that success from team to team and encourage teams to stick with the spirit of what Chairman Rooney and the DE&I committee is trying to achieve and the goals of the NFL. So I think for that it offers us greater opportunities like we've never seen before with respect to access and being able to monitor success. But we'll have to ultimately see what it means with the end result on numbers. But I think we're building from the inside in an organic way, which certainly increases the likelihood for success.
Okay, we'll do two more questions here with Ben from Las Vegas.
For everyone joining us right now, we are taking a live look at the NFL owners meetings in Dallas. We're hearing from league officials right now talking about diversity in the league. It was actually announced today, a big day for the NFL, on top of the league announcing that Las Vegas will host the Super Bowl in 2024, Super Bowl LVIII. The NFL owners officially passed the resolution on a one-year trial basis, allowing head coaching interviews in the last 2 weeks of the regular season. So big news again for the NFL. That's what we're listening to now, talking about diversity and head coaching and front office positions. But we're waiting, of course, for Roger Goodell to come out and announce that Las Vegas has been announced as the host city for the 2024 Super Bowl. Again, a big day for the city of Las Vegas.
It's the reality of how it's been happening.
Your last question, Mark Maskey.
As this hiring cycle approaches, do you feel like you have the recognition at the ownership level that you need, that this is an important issue for the league?
You know, I do. I think over the last several years, if we said, we've implemented a number of changes that are, I think, having the effect, number one, of increasing the number of minority interviews we're seeing across the league for all positions. And I think we've had the ownership support for all of that. And today was no exception in terms of the support that we had for the resolution we passed, as well as a number of the initiatives that we discussed. So I think we have strong support in the room for the initiatives we're implementing.
Okay, that'll serve us for this session. Thank our group here. And we'll reset with about 1 minute to our friends from Las Vegas and the Super Bowl. Thank you.
Well, if you just heard there, league officials will be coming out in just about a minute or so to again announce that Las Vegas has been selected as the host city for the 2024 Super Bowl. That'll be Super Bowl LVIII. It was originally awarded to the city of New Orleans, but it conflicted with Mardi Gras, and we all know you do not mess with Mardi Gras, so they will host 2025, and that spot, of course, was left open. And with Allegiant Stadium being built and the Raiders coming here to Las Vegas became a very viable city to host the Super Bowl. And again, if you are joining us right now, the official announcement that Las Vegas will host the Super Bowl in 2024 has come out. Vegas has hosted some big football games, including the Pac-12 championship game last month. But this, of course, will be the very first time that Las Vegas has hosted the championship game of pro football. The 2024 game, also known as Super Bowl LVIII, would be held on February 11th. At Allegiant Stadium. The game, as I said, was originally awarded to New Orleans. However, when the league added a 17th game to its regular season schedule, that pushed all the dates for the NFL playoffs back by a week. Let's go ahead and take you out to Dallas now for the NFL owners meetings.
To award Super Bowl LVIII in 2024 to Las Vegas. And we and the membership are very excited for what that Super Bowl can hold in an incredible big event town. And we've got great partners, some of whom you'll hear from in a moment, but just really strong support from Las Vegas, from the county, from the state, and from all of the partners behind putting together a very strong proposal and what will be a tremendous Super Bowl. Clearly, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, incredible partners, and we're not strangers to each other, given that we've got two other major NFL events, our first major NFL events right in front of us, with the 2022 Pro Bowl in Las Vegas at the end of this season, and then the 2022 NFL Draft in Las Vegas to set the stage for the Super Bowl in 2024. So without further ado, I will introduce Mark Davis from the Las Vegas Raiders. Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate it. I guess I'm talking and not answering questions here, but first thing I'd like to say is Las Vegas, the Super Bowl is coming. And I think there's some people that I'd like to thank, starting with Roger Goodell, the National Football League, and my 31 other partners for trusting us with the most valuable asset that the NFL has. And I'd also like to go back and thank leaders and the vision that they had, Sheldon Adelson, Steve Wynn, former Governor Brian Sandoval, and current Governor Steve Sisolak. And finally, but not the least, is Napoleon McCallum, who probably we wouldn't be here without his efforts of putting us in the Sheldon Adelson together. It's a big day for the Raiders. It's a big day for the city of Las Vegas. I think it's a marriage made in heaven, I'll say. Some others may use a different word, but we are just really, really excited. And with that, I'll put it over to Steve. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Peter. It is really a pleasure to be here today and to be a part of this announcement. I want to thank the NFL, all of the owners, as Mark said, for putting their trust in Las Vegas. we'll uphold that well. We are putting the greatest championship game on earth in the greatest arena on earth, and it is going to be a spectacular event. As Peter mentioned, we have the Pro Bowl coming, we have the draft coming in just the next several months. He said yesterday, we've been working closely enough with your team over the past 4 years that feels like we've put 10 events on by now, but the first one will be in February with the Pro Bowl. But the Super Bowl coming to Las Vegas is going to be an event like no other. We're exceptionally excited to host that. I want to thank Mark and the entire Raiders organization. I said to the owners earlier, I don't think there has been a city and a team that have been both as equally impacted by a move as when the Raiders came to Las Vegas. And it has, I know, meant a lot to the Raiders, but it has meant an inordinate amount to Las Vegas. It has been a key part of our recovery from the pandemic. And it wouldn't have happened without Mark's diligence and his commitment and his sincerity to make that happen. So thanks for doing that. But we're excited. Super Bowl is coming to Las Vegas.
Okay, we do have time for a couple quick questions before we need to get Mr. Davis back to the meeting. So we do have microphones on the sides. Looks like Ben, Las Vegas has a question.
For Peter? Sure. It seems like in quick order, Las Vegas has established itself as a go-to destination for you guys for big events. In a bigger picture, how pleased are you with how things are going in Las Vegas and what that market now represents and offers to the NFL?
Really pleased, tremendously pleased. Obviously, the Raiders have really instantly established themselves so well in the market and their leadership in the market. And then partners like Steve and all of our partners in Las Vegas have just been tremendous over this run-up period. And like Steve said, it feels like we've been dancing with each other for a while. Obviously, the pandemic disrupted the timing of our first Pro Bowl year and the draft year. But now we sit poised for what is a pretty unprecedented run. Never before has a city had the Pro Bowl, the draft, and then the Super Bowl. So I think that points to a level of confidence from the membership, from the owners in Las Vegas as a great destination, a place where fans and partners want to congregate, and just a great stage for some of our biggest assets. So I would say we feel very, very good about where we are. Now we got to bring it to life.
Stay down here with Ed Graney, Las Vegas.
Steve, obviously the weekend is huge anyway. Hundreds of thousands of people come for the weekend, maybe not the whole week, but a lot of in terms of the gaming and everything. So how is this different from, another normal year?
Yeah, thanks, Ed. We are generally full. I mean, we say all the time that there are more people in Las Vegas for Super Bowl weekend than there are in the host city where the Super Bowl is. That's true. We have 150,000 hotel rooms that makes it happen. We did a study going into this to determine what the impact would be for Las Vegas. The number that we got back was over $500 million additional incremental economic impact. In addition to that, we think that the Super Bowl will generate about $70 million in state and local taxes. So it has a big impact. And there's a few reasons for that. While we are full on Super Bowl weekends, room rates in those weekends are fairly normal. The drive from the Super Bowl will allow those rates to increase. And the spending that takes place around the Super Bowl when the event is in your city is much greater than it would be without. It's also a week-long party and a week-long celebration. There are 14 events around the Super Bowl. So we will be driving attendance to Las Vegas for that week for everybody, but also just gearing up for the Super Bowl takes quite a while and a tremendous amount of effort on the part of the NFL and their vendors, their sponsors, all of that. So when you add all that together, it's not just that Saturday and Sunday. It's a several-week process that really adds to the business side of this for Las Vegas.
Well, we have one more question here with Ben.
Mark, when your organization and the Raiders began their journey toward Las Vegas, you made a pledge that these things would be coming as part of that partnership and that deal. I could see your smile that you're pretty happy that it's come to fruition the way it has. But how happy are you that it's led to this quickly?
I'm absolutely thrilled. In the first SNTIC meeting that I attended, I told the people there that Las Vegas, you're not just getting a football team. You're getting the power and the assets of the entire National Football League. And for them to put the confidence in us this soon, to give us the Pro Bowl, the draft, and I think the most valuable asset, not only in the National Football League, but maybe the world, the Super Bowl, this soon is just a confirmation of what we have done so far. The building that we built is absolutely magnificent. The city is absolutely magnificent. And I'm just so excited that these things have come to fruition. And it's a very, very good day for the Raider organization and the Raider Nation and Las Vegas as a whole. We're very proud of that.
Okay, that'll do it for here. Thank you very much, Mark, Stephen, Peter.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all in a little while. Got to run upstairs for a minute. I'll see you guys. This is great.
So we're going to continue.
And there you have it. Las Vegas has officially been named the host for Super Bowl LVIII, which will be played February 11th, 2024 at Allegiant Stadium. Again, a big day for Las Vegas. You heard our own Vinny Bonsignor and Ed Graney asking Mark Davis some questions there about what this means for the city. Let's go ahead, though, and toss it back out to them now, where Heidi Fang has Ed Graney and Vinny Bonsignor.
Thanks, Cassie. We are out here in Dallas, where the NFL has decided that in 2024, the Allegiant Stadium will host the Super Bowl, and Las Vegas as well. Ed, first of all, what does it mean for the city of Las Vegas to have this and the relationship it has now with the NFL?
I mean, it's huge, Heidi. Look, Super Bowl LVIII is coming. I've always contended, and I still will, that Las Vegas doesn't need a Super Bowl. On that weekend, we have hundreds of thousands of people, no matter what, spending millions of dollars at the books and throughout town. Las Vegas should want a Super Bowl. What it means for your town, the perception. The world looks at your people, your town, your businesses. It's a huge, huge deal to have the globe watching your town, Vinny, over that week, actually, and that weekend. So while they don't need it, they should certainly want it. It's a huge day for Las Vegas sports and the history there. You know, people say entertainment capital of the world. We're the sports capital of the world. I absolutely contend that.
And Vinny, to you, the Raiders putting this all together, getting everything ready. And this is something I think the team kind of anticipated, building this new stadium. So what does it mean for the Raiders to play host as well for this Super Bowl happening?
Well, not only when the Raiders endeavored to come to Las Vegas, it wasn't just to build a home for their franchise, the first real home for them and a long-term home, but it was also to be good neighbors. And the whole point of a partnership between a state, a city, and an NFL franchise is for big moments like this. And this has been able to lure not only the Super Bowl, which is the icing on the cake, but you've got the Pro Bowl, you've got the NFL draft, you also have other events that don't even relate to the NFL because people want to come here and perform, have their big events in Las Vegas. So it was just a combination of things. So when you asked Nevada, why did you invest $750 million of out-of-town money, by the way, it's for these type of events, this type of exposure, this type of stage, and it's a win-win for everybody. And I will say this, yes, Las Vegas is a betting town. It's a huge weekend for the Super Bowl, with or without the Super Bowl actually being in Las Vegas. But you got to understand, it's a week-long proposition. Yeah, people come to Las Vegas for the weekend of the Super Bowl, but now they're going to be coming for the week of the Super Bowl. And there's going to be a whole bunch of people that have no gambling aspirations whatsoever just to experience Las Vegas and everything that the NFL is going to put together for fans that, in and above actually gambling. But guess what? They'll be staying at the hotels, they'll be eating the food locally, they'll be drinking at the bars and having fun and putting money into the Las Vegas and Nevada economy.
Well, there you have it. As we said, from Dallas, we are out here where the NFL again has announced Super Bowl LVIII 2024 coming to Las Vegas and Allegiant Stadium. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Heidi, Ed, and Vinny for that. Let's go ahead and take a live look at Allegiant Stadium. Right there, home of the Raiders right now, will soon be home of the Super Bowl. 2024 will be a huge year for Las Vegas. We're waiting right now for actual Raiders, an official Raiders announcement inside of Allegiant Stadium. We have a crew there, so we'll take you live inside Allegiant Stadium as soon as someone comes to the podium. There you see it right there. We're just waiting for the Raiders to get everything together. Obviously a huge day for the organization, but right now, of course, the Super Bowl is making its Las Vegas debut. And one person who knows all about big debuts and big shows is Review Journal columnist John Katz-Lamidis, and he has some thoughts about the big game coming to town. Johnny Katz, take it away.
This is John Katz-Lamidis of Katz in the Las Vegas Review Journal on page 3A, every day, online, all the time. Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders, and in 2024 will be the home of Super Bowl 58. It's surreal to be in here right now, to know that the Super Bowl is coming to Las Vegas. Where to begin? There was a time in this city when a big football game was when Wisconsin would visit UNLV at Sam Boyd Stadium. A whole different dimension now. What does it mean to the entertainment capital of the world? Well, we already have several top-line entertainers already in residency in Las Vegas, or who want to be in residency in Las Vegas, who have played halftime shows at the Super Bowl. Katy Perry is coming to Resorts World. We have Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars who plays here. We have many top-line entertainers who are going to be coming online in 2022. Adele, Celine Dion, for example, are already here. The best of the best, more to be announced. They'll want to be part of a Super Bowl experience, either at halftime, singing the national anthem, or part of the ancillary events around the game. Las Vegas has always had the infrastructure to take on big events. We have previously been known as a big event city, but not necessarily a major league sports city. So we have the infrastructure, tens of thousands of hotel rooms just around this stadium, but we haven't had professional franchises that would be willing to host their championships here. The whole thing started to change when the Vegas Golden Knights came in. That was the first league, the NHL, to partner with Las Vegas and accept open sports betting. That led to the NBA being interested with the Las Vegas Aces at Mandalay Bay, a pro team playing at a casino, and then the advent of the Raiders starting to kick tires for a stadium around our city. That meant the league was okay with Las Vegas. In the late 2000s, the league wouldn't even let Las Vegas air a Super Bowl ad during the game. The LVCVA had produced commercials promoting our city as a hospitality destination. The league wouldn't even allow that. Now we're in the middle of the city, just an arm's throw from the Las Vegas Strip, with the Strip in the background of the place that's going to host the Super Bowl.
No introduction, either in this state or in this building. Our governor, Steve Sisolak, and Maury Gallagher, the CEO and chairman of Allegiant Travel Company. Also joining us in the audience today our County Commissioner Michael Naft. Thank you for being here with us, as well as County Commissioner Jim Gibson. Thank you also for being here, Commissioner Gibson, as well as the chairman of the LVCVA Board of Directors and Henderson City Councilman John Mars. Thank you, sir, for being here with us today. It's an honor to welcome you here to Allegiant Stadium for this exciting announcement from both the Las Vegas Raiders as well as the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. And now, I'd like to welcome Steve Hill, CEO and President of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority and Chairman of the Las Vegas Stadium Authority, coming to us from Dallas, Texas.
Thank you, Jeremy. It's a pleasure to be with all of you, even remotely. I am here in Dallas. I am at the NFL owners meeting, and I am beyond thrilled to be able to announce that the NFL owners just unanimously awarded Super Bowl 58 to Las Vegas. The game will be at Allegiant Stadium. It will be on February 11th in 2024, just 2 short years from now. This caps just a remarkable string of events over the past 5.5 or 6 years. I want to thank Mark Davis and the entire Raiders organization for their commitment to Las Vegas, to their sincerity in making all of this happen. Obviously, it would not have if they had not done that. I want to thank the NFL. The owners have put their trust in Las Vegas. Not only do we have a Super Bowl coming in 2 years, in just a few short weeks, we have the Pro Bowl in Las Vegas. And just a couple months after that, we will host the draft. So it has been a remarkable time for Las Vegas. We are bringing the greatest championship game in the world to the greatest arena on earth. And it is going to be spectacular. So, Jeremy, we're thrilled to make this announcement, and I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. It is now my pleasure to introduce the owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, Mr. Mark Davis.
Jeremy, how are you?
I'm good, sir.
I'm excited myself. Las Vegas, the Super Bowl is coming. I'd like to thank Roger Goodell, my 31 partners in the National Football League. And most of all, I'd like to thank the visionaries that made this possible. Sheldon Adelson and Steve Wynn, as well as former Governor Brian Sandoval and current Governor Steve Sisolak. And most of all, I'd like to thank Napoleon McCallum for the one who made this thing really happen. Back in the first SNTIC meeting I attended, I told Nevada that they're not only getting a football team, but they're getting the whole National Football League and all the assets and power that they carry. And this year, in this short amount of time, we have been awarded the Pro Bowl, the NFL Draft, and now the biggest prize of all, the Super Bowl. And I'm just excited as all hell for the Raider organization and Raider Nation and Las Vegas and the state of Nevada as a whole. When you're not winning on the field, it's kind of nice to win off it sometimes. And today is a huge, huge win for all of us. Can't wait to get back to Las Vegas and enjoy it with all of you. See y'all.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. There's a lot of excitement in this room as well. With that, I would like to now introduce Las Vegas Raiders President Dan Ventrelli.
Thank you, Jeremy. This announcement is exciting for the NFL. It's exciting for the Raiders, but most of all, it's exciting for the entire Las Vegas community. When the Raiders moved to Las Vegas 2 years ago, it came with a commitment to this community. We committed that Raider Nation would not only turn out for our games, but create a spectacular venue that would attract the highest caliber events. We've come back powerfully from COVID shutdowns to have sold out games, first class concerts, and top sporting events like the Gold Cup, Summer Slam, and the Pac-12 championship game. We look forward to building on this success, hosting the Las Vegas Bowl and the draft and the Pro Bowl. We look forward to welcoming the NFL into our great facility. But most importantly, we look forward to now delivering the pinnacle event, the event that we always promised we would bring to Las Vegas in Super Bowl LVIII. We couldn't be more excited to showcase this great community for our partners in the NFL and our partners at other teams. I want to thank everybody who made Las Vegas into an NFL city, and thank everybody who contributed to building the first-class venue that we're so proud of. Making Allegiant Stadium a reality has brought opportunities to the city and the community in a way that so many visionaries imagined. And we know that that vision and the incredible group of people assembled on the host committee will be applied to make Super Bowl LVIII the greatest game in NFL history. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's okay. Certainly. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it very much. It's now my distinct honor to also welcome Mr. Peter O'Reilly, NFL Executive Vice President of Club Business and Events.
Thanks, Jeremy. Hello, everyone in Las Vegas. I can confirm what has been said before, that we at the National Football League are thrilled, and the membership voted unanimously 32-0 to award Super Bowl LVIII in 2024 to Las Vegas, and we could not be more excited about that. And we would not be here, we wouldn't be having this conversation if it weren't for the Las Vegas Raiders, for Mark, for Dan, and all of the commitment they made to bringing an NFL club to Las Vegas, and as Mark said, bringing the entire NFL to Las Vegas. So could not be more grateful to them, more grateful to the state, the county, the city, and certainly to our partners at the LVCVA, to Steve, to Brian Yost, who have been incredible partners. It feels as though we've been working together for a long time, and we haven't yet put on one major event here in Las Vegas, but that is about to change. That's about to change in a few weeks, as has been said. The 2022 Pro Bowl, the 2022 NFL Draft, and then to cap it off, the 2024 Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl is much more than Super Bowl Sunday and the world's eyes on Las Vegas. It's an entire build up to the game. It's weeks and weeks and a year of impact that will hopefully live well beyond February 2024. Impact in the community, legacy impact, opportunities for people in the Las Vegas community to experience Super Bowl through our accessible events, even if they're not able to be in Allegiant Stadium on game day. So we could not be more excited to now start that process of building up to February 2024 and setting the bar high that this will be the most amazing Super Bowl ever. So thank you to everybody in Las Vegas, and we're thrilled and ready to roll. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Now I get a pretty distinct honor. Governor, we have a lot of history. I am mindful of the field that lays behind me and what this building means and what's outside that window and how important it is to everyone here. I know most of which you. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute distinct honor to introduce to you this morning the governor of the state of Nevada, Steve Sisolak.
Thank you, Jeremy, for those kind words and that kind introduction. Before I get into my prepared remarks, I just want to say back, I remember, Mark, I hope you're listening, when we walked on this property. And it was just a vacant piece of property, and we drove probably to 5 or 6 sites in town, and you said, this is where we're going to build a stadium, and then blowing up the caliche that was here and signing the beam on the last beam that was put up, and the countless SNTIC meetings that we had with Steve Hill, and going to the legislature with a special session from then Governor Brian Sandoval, and rallying up the votes, and then the votes on the county commission, who I've got my county commission former colleagues here to pass the room tax that is paid for by tourists, so that everyone understands this is not paid for with local taxes. These are tourists that are paying for this stadium through a small increase in the room tax on the Strip, and it's finally a reality to see this happen. And well, we're all paying. Yes, you certainly are. I'm going to get to Maury. He's paying as well. You're right. Thank you again. On behalf of the state, I would like to thank the teams at the LVCVA, the Raiders, and partners throughout Nevada who worked tirelessly to submit a successful bid for Super Bowl LVIII. When we dreamed about this stadium, and as Jeremy says, it was years ago, and Jeremy and I went through a lot of meetings together and had countless phone calls, nobody thought this would be possible. We had a lot of naysayers that said it can't happen, you can't build it, it won't work, there's no parking, there's not a fan base. We heard every excuse in the world, but the Raiders have persevered through this entire thing and made this a reality, and I could not be more proud of them. This was a long time in coming, but it wasn't always a guarantee. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, the immediate concerns were this stadium project and some other construction projects in the valley would stand on their timeline. I knew that it was important to keep these projects moving, to keep as many workers as possible. And I'm proud of the efforts put forth by our working men and women in the Clark County and the city of Las Vegas that went in to keep these projects moving forward safely, along with McCarthy and Richards in construction, and mainly the Raiders leading the charge to protect the workers while this product was built and helped us build our way out of the pandemic. But that wasn't the only COVID-19 hurdle that we faced. We had to think strategically about how we would welcome fans into this incredible facility, Allegiant Stadium. I'm so grateful for the leadership of the Raiders and the stadium, working with my team to come up with common sense measures to keeping everyone safe. the first to require vaccines to get into the stadium. No city at all is as well prepared to welcome football fans from around the world as is Las Vegas. And over the next 2 years, it will help create awareness and excitement about Las Vegas and the entire state of Nevada. The Super Bowl will also bring tremendous opportunity in the form of thousands of full and part-time jobs created and millions of tax dollars generated that will be reinvested in supporting our local communities. I said it earlier this week, the Super Bowl isn't just a day. It's a whole series of events leading up to it. And I look forward to all the visitors that are going to be coming to Las Vegas and the jobs that the Super Bowl will bring. Throughout the long process needed to make Allegiant Stadium a reality, the prospect of hosting the world's biggest and most exciting events was a constant motivation. To have the opportunity to welcome the biggest event of all of them, all within just a few short years of opening the doors, is incredible. And it speaks to the spirit, innovation, and energy of all those who make Nevada not just a premium tourism destination, but also the best place to live and work. On behalf of the great state of Nevada and the over 3.2 million people that call it home, I would like to thank the NFL and the league owners for recognizing Las Vegas as the ideal place to hold a Super Bowl 58. I also want to thank the host committee and their members in advance for creating the most exhilarating Super Bowl the world has ever seen. No pressure, Maury. You've got this. You've got this. We can't wait to welcome the big game to Nevada. And Mark, not only did you promise that you're going to get a Super Bowl here, you promised me we're going to win a Super Bowl with the Las Vegas Raiders. So we're hoping for that, and hopefully it's going to be in the game that's played here on February 11th, 2024. Thank you all very much, and enjoy visiting the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, everyone. Thank you.
This day is about a lot of things. Perhaps principal among them is leadership and partnership. The next gentleman I'd like to introduce today is Maury Gallagher. You all probably know him from his day job, but he's also agreed to serve as chairman of the Las Vegas Super Bowl Host Committee. With that, I'd like to introduce Maury. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy, and good morning or afternoon, everyone, and what a great day for the city and county of Las Vegas. It's a fabulous place to be here, Clark County. As the chairman of the Las Vegas Host Committee, I'm thrilled to be here today celebrating the milestone of the sports and entertainment capital of the world. It's my pleasure. I'd like to introduce the Host Committee today for us. I'm honored to serve on this executive committee with fellow members, including Sandra Douglas Morgan. She works with Covington and Burling. She will serve as my vice chair, our vice chair. Today's MC, Jeremy, is also on the committee. Anthony Carano, president and COO of Caesars Entertainment, will join us as well. Mr. Gibson, Clark County Commissioner, was on the committee. Virginia Valentine, president of the Nevada Resort Association, and Mr. Steve Zanella, chief commercial officer of MGM. What a great group of people that are going to see this project forward. The LVCVA CEO and President Steve Hill and Las Vegas Raiders President Dan Ventrali, they're also joining us via Zoom today, are also members of our committee. As the planning begins for the event, additional entities will be asked to join the host committee and as we expand our reach and representation in the community. I'd like to recognize Mr. Davis, Mark Davis. I've gotten to know Mark pretty well here. We had a few negotiations between the two of us. The Raiders senior administrative staff as well, and the entire organization, as well as Steve Hill, Brian Yost, and the LVCVA team. Additionally, I want to thank all of our hotel and mission partners. They were integral part of our meeting the obligations for the NFL. We were able to submit a successful Super Bowl bid thanks to the cooperation between the LVCVA, the Las Vegas Raiders, and multiple venue owners, operators, and other stakeholders throughout this great community. And based on past Super Bowl results, the total economic impact and return on investment for the Super Bowl is expected to exceed $500 million, with $70 million in additional state tax dollars generated. Yeah, good idea. We couldn't be more excited about this opportunity, and the host committee is looking forward to creating an unforgettable experience for the fans, the players, the staff who will be coming to Las Vegas for this game, as well as the people living in this town, and for all those who will be watching from home. The work starts today. The Las Vegas Super Bowl Host Committee will immediately undertake the quickest turnaround for a modern-day Super Bowl host city, with only 2 years between the bid award and the actual event. So with that, we're excited to get to go to work, and we're going to, little sidebar, Mr. Bedane, when we were being courted for the stadium, took us up to the top of the hotel across the street, and as we looked down on it, he said, you know, Maury, you guys don't understand how good you are. I said, what do you mean? This town, people don't understand how you can make people feel welcome. You do it so easily and so naturally. And I hadn't really reflected on that, but that's what this town does the best. We are the best hosts in the world, and we're going to see that in spades in a couple years. So thank you all very much, and let's go forward.
Thank you, Maury. We really appreciate you being here today and for the level of effort. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we'd like to play a short video for you.
Where were you for the big moments? The can't-miss, history-making moments that more than rock the world, they dent the entire universe. Get ready. It's time for your next life-changing, unforgettable moment. Because the greatest sporting event is coming to the greatest arena on Earth. It's more than the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. February 11th, 2024. The Super Bowl happens here.
I would like to thank each and every one of you, not only for taking the time to join us today, but also for everyone, as been said many, many times, that contributed to making this happen. I know there are many people in this room that did that, as well as folks that aren't with us today, and our gratitude is unwavering and very deep. I'd like to also invite each member of the host committee to please come up and join us on stage for a brief photo opportunity. So if you make your way up here, I'd appreciate it. And then various members and representatives will be available for one-on-one interview opportunities as soon as we complete the photos. Thank you very much for being here today.
Welcome back into the Las Vegas Review-Journal studios. I'm your host, Cassie Soto, and I am joined now by multimedia journalist Leandre Fox. Dre, it is safe to say that this is a huge, huge day for the city of Las Vegas, maybe one of the biggest days since the Raiders announced that they were moving here.
Well, if it isn't, I challenge you to find me one that is bigger. Of course, there's the Pac-12 championship. We got the Running Rebels in town. We got the UNLV football in town. A lot of stuff has been coming here since the Raiders announced. Yeah. But now we get the Super Bowl. This is the biggest event sporting-wise to come here, and I challenge you, if there is one bigger, to find one.
Oh, of course, you've been monitoring social media for us, which is going crazy over the announcement. What have we seen so far?
Well, first off, we've got the Vegas Nation page, our official Las Vegas is the home of the Super Bowl, coming in 2024, everybody. Get ready. It is going to be massive.
It's a good one there. Yeah, we love that. Well, let's go ahead and get to our next tweet here. Dre, what else you got for us? What else you got on deck for us?
Let's roll it up. Let's roll it up. The biggest game, the brightest stage, the Raiders with their official announcement, February 11th, 2024. It is all coming together for us. It is a huge day, Cassie.
We're going to be seeing a lot of these for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All throughout social media.
Maverick helicopters saying great news. Look at that beautiful drone shot from the helicopter of Allegiant Stadium and the Las Vegas Strip. There's not a better sight.
This is incredible. It's, again, a huge day. Being here for 16 years now, it's hard to wrap my mind around what this is going to be like for the city of Las Vegas.
They laid it out there for us. The greatest arena on earth. And we've got the Las Vegas Super Bowl hosting committee saying the countdown is on. They've had this page up for a month under wraps, but now they've brought it up. Countdown is on. People are already saying they cannot wait to get to Las Vegas. And look at that. Where are the best parties going to be? Cass, where are the best parties going to be?
They're going to be everywhere. Mark Davis said it. Steve Hill said of the LVCVA, it is not just the game on Sunday. It is the entire week leading up to the game. Las Vegas Boulevard is going to be packed to the brim with people. Again, I can't wait for it, Dre.
You might want to go down there in an Uber. Avoid driving down there. It's
Yes.
not gonna be a fun time
You
driving
might
around.
have to walk depending on how many
I
people
live on the
are down
northwest side of town. I'm not doing
there.
that.
Okay, all right, don't do that.
But look at this is the process Mick Akers has laid it out for us. New Orleans, they obviously could not host because of Mardi Gras. Las Vegas is the benefit of all of that. They get the Super Bowl on a little bit last minute notice.
There you go. Look at that toss. When
beautiful.
they showed that live, I think everybody was very nervous tossing the Lombardi.
I don't know
like
why.
that,
It's
but-
Tom Brady. It's the greatest quarterback of all time is throwing a football, guys. It's
There you
okay.
go. Love it.
Now, a sports destination, Valerie, in Vegas, saying that we are a sports destination. We are. The A's, they're talking about coming here.
Yeah.
They've got things planned. Now we've got the Super Bowl in our hand, Cass.
MLB very close. NBA, I'm sure sooner rather than later. Obviously,
Yeah,
NBA
let's
Summer
get
League
some
is
hoops
big,
in
huge.
town, man.
Yeah, it's get everybody join the party.
There is no better city to host a Super Bowl than Las Vegas. People are saying that it might take over New Orleans as the premier spot to host a Super Bowl, Cass.
150,000 hotel rooms would lead me to believe that would be true. Yes, absolutely.
It's going to be popping here. Starting with the Super Bowl, Las Vegas, like they said, Las Vegas is going to be the premier home of events. College football national championship might find its way to Las Vegas here soon. It would not overtake Super Bowl as the biggest sporting announcement, but it might come pretty close.
It would come very, very close, and I'm sure Alabama would bring a couple people to Las Vegas.
Might bring some Ohio State people. You never know. And nobody's going to stop this man here, Max Everson. His wife has already given him the okay to come to Vegas in 2024. It looks like he's going to party.
Happy wife, happy life. Look at that. That guy. Go ahead, Max.
Maybe she just wanted to get him out of the house. And now, book your trips. If you are not a local here in Las Vegas, please start booking your trips now because it is going to be more and more expensive as time goes on. Go ahead and get your tickets. Start planning this out right now, folks.
Yeah, I don't know how far in advance you can book hotel rooms, but if you can do it now, go ahead and do that. Dre,
If you haven't already booked your hotel,
Yeah.
you might be losing out.
Yeah, oh, for sure, for sure. Dre, thank you so much for giving us a check here on social media. I really
Thanks, guys.
appreciate it. All right, well, we will have so much more for you on this developing story online at lvrj.com, and we will have an update on all of the day's events for you this evening on 7 p.m. Remember, you can also download our free RJ mobile app to get news alerts sent right to your phone, and you can find us on Roku, Apple TV, YouTube, and all of your favorite platforms. I'm Cassie Soto. He's Leandre Fox. For our entire crew here, our hardworking crew, we really appreciate you joining us. We will see you soon. Again, head on over to lvrj.com for more.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.